Vivimos en una época de una profunda iliteracia bíblica. Esto es bien especial para nosotros en la isla, quizás Latinoamérica, pero me parece que en otras partes del mundo es igual. Muchos pastores fieles, líderes fieles, incluyéndome yo mismo, no hemos tenido un adiestramiento teológico formal, sobre todo en los fundamentos históricos y doctrinales para ayudar a nuestras congregaciones, ¿no? a llevarlos a la madurez cristiana. Reforma 2, esa es la idea nuestra, ¿no? Es tocar el corazón de los pastores para que se animen a estudiar la palabra del Señor, a entrar en las profundidades de la palabra del Señor. Nosotros creemos que volver a la palabra del Señor nos va a traer un avivamiento a la religión en nuestro país, salud congregacional. ¿Cuál sería su consejo a nosotros, los pastores, para que comencemos a ganar este conocimiento en la palabra de Dios, para poder ayudar a regar el mensaje del Evangelio puro en nuestro país?
The Bible calls us in the Psalms to play skillfully on the harp and the 10-stringed lute. The Bible calls us as preachers to be ready to preach in season and out of season. We serve a God of excellence. And this notion that we can just sort of, out of the goodness of our hearts, which are not very good, out of the goodness of our hearts, with just mere sincerity, properly feed the sheep of God's fold is just wrong. It takes work, it takes effort, it takes diligence. You remember when Jesus meets with Peter after the resurrection, and he asks him, "Do you love me?" 3 times. 3 times. And each time, when Peter answers in the affirmative, Jesus says, "Feed or care for my sheep." I don't know that there are very many pastors out there that sense the reality of the fact that these are Jesus' sheep and that he's told us to feed them. So first we need to be diligent, we need to be hardworking, we need to be honorable, we need to be not afraid of study. That said, I'm persuaded that faithful and effective gospel preaching happens best when we who are preaching are most acutely attuned to the beauty of the gospel. And that happens as we are most conscious of our own sin and the provision of Jesus for that. So in my tradition, in the Reformed tradition, we have lots of folks who are happy to argue and bicker and debate over the finer points of theology, and who can confuse that with being good preachers and being diligent and being faithful. Now, I'm not, again, pushing for sloppy preaching, but powerful preaching is preaching that says not just men are totally depraved and Jesus died a sacrificial death, but sound preaching is preaching that flows out of, "Lord, be merciful to me, a sinner." We need to acknowledge our sin, own our sin, rejoice in Christ's provision for us, and not look at this as a field of study that where we take gospel truths and we slice them thin and put them on a slide and look at them under a microscope. We need to be remembering that his blood was shed for us, his body broken for us. We need preaching that enters into the gospel rather than merely sees the gospel as a subject to be examined.
Apreciamos grandemente el tiempo y su amabilidad de estar con nosotros y esperamos mañana tener un tremendo tiempo juntos. Le queremos dar gracias a Ligonier Ministries y la Academia Ligonier por su gentileza de hacer posible que usted estuviera con nosotros en Puerto Rico. Así que thanks again and God bless a lot, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you. I look forward to it and I'm grateful for being here.
Thank you, Pastor.